All right. Well, today's Sunday. Decided to make this video just a day before, a day early. Shoot out first thing in the morning just to kind of motivate you throughout the week. Because we already know, as always, Monday motivation needs to come in. Some of you probably attended the fair, others attended Santa Barbara Fiestas. I kid you not, this weekend was my first time attending the Santa Barbara Fiestas. I was able to do that with my mom and my youngest son. And then again on Saturday, yesterday, with my best friend who I haven't seen in about 10 years. Because she's from Arizona now. Damn Arizona people. Either way, I had a very good time. And it was very relaxing. It was really nice to be able to just take time out and enjoy it with my loved ones. Without the rush of having to, be in work clothes. I actually got to get dolled up, which was really enjoyable. It honestly was. But then Sunday came rolling in, and of course, Jenny and her deep thoughts. I was thinking of, okay, well, what am I going to talk about for Monday motivation? And one thing that I do experience often, and I try to work on as a part of, my mission to keep on the right path and become a better person every single day, is accountability. And not necessarily just with myself, but holding people accountable. One of the biggest things that I had to face when I made the choice to want to do better and be better was a very tough one. And that's making the choice to finally look at myself in the mirror and take accountability for my own actions and stop ponding my trauma onto somebody else, especially my parents. We have to, as individuals, be able to say, okay, yes, I had a shitty upbringing. Yes, maybe some of us had the not the best examples or role models in our lives. But you have to get to a point where, okay, enough of the blame game. Enough of the, oh, but you don't know what it was like, or, oh, or the, oh, but I am who I am because of my past. No, you have to get to a point where, okay, I had a shitty upbringing. Okay, these were the circumstances. But what are you doing now as an adult to better yourself? There's only so much that you can get away with. And then there's self-choice. Throughout this journey, I woke up one day and decided to look at myself in the mirror and be like, you need to take accountability for your own actions. You put yourself in these situations. You could have taken that split second to make a different choice, but no, you wanted to make this choice. And it's a very, very hard thing to do, is to finally be like, I am the problem. This is my problem. I do have flaws. It's an ugly truth. It's a rude awakening. It's not the prettiest, but it is necessary. In order for you, as I said in my other segments, in order for you to be able to endure these blessings and welcome them and be able to enjoy them and make the best out of these blessings that God's trying to offer you, you have to be ready for them. If you're not becoming a better you, you're not going to be able to properly enjoy these blessings and do something with them to lead you to success. And part of it is accountability, being accountable for your own actions, learning to to say, I fucked up. I did this. How am I going to change this? And also holding those people accountable so that they can stop dumping their trauma or blaming you and making you feel guilty for their own actions. Because it's not fair that you're working on yourself, but yet you have to give them a pass. No. Those are some of the things that I had to do, and I'm actively doing with my own family. Is no, you don't get you to talk to me this way. No, you don't get you to disrespect me. No, you don't get to come into my home and act a certain way, and I have to feel bad for you, and I have to give you a pass. But I'm actively working. No, you did do this. That is you, not me. I've experienced certain family members that think they could be like, oh, well, if you don't like the way I am, then don't talk to me. Okay, cool. Bye. Don't talk to me. And I won't talk to you. Because it's not fair that I'm working to better myself, to have a better relationship with myself and other people, and you get to stay the same. I don't need that. I now am in control of what type of energy I want in my life and what type of people I want in my life and in my children's lives. I could choose that. And I don't need everybody. Just because you're so-and-so in my life, or just because we have the same bloodline, does not make it okay for you to act the way you do and disrespect me. You don't get a free pass. Because technically speaking, blood or not, I have a choice on whether I want you around in my life. So that was the reflection that I want you guys to reflect on this week, is what type of person do I want to be, and what type of people do I want in my life and in my circle? Because believe it or not, who you have in your life, how you present yourself, what down to what you wear, is going to define who you are. Is going to kind of pour onto and reflect onto the world and how they perceive you and how they treat you. Everything matters. How you dress up, how you show up every day, what type of attitude you carry. Believe it or not, it starts with how you get dressed in the morning. If you get dressed looking sluggish, dressed down, that's what's going to dictate your mood and how you activate and perform throughout the day. On a lazy or maybe on an exciting life and energy is how you groom yourself. Also, how you treat people. So take a moment or take this week to reflect and look at yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, am I becoming better? Am I making better choices? Do I really want to be this person? Why do people treat me like this? Am I the problem? Is there things that perhaps I can tweak and work on to be better so I can have a better relationship? Do I want these people around me? Do they benefit me? What do these people bring in my life and to the table? How are they showing up for me every day? But also, more importantly, how are you showing up for yourself every single day? Because that's important. That's important to your life, to the present, and to the future. I had to do that. I had to take a hard look at myself a year and a half ago and ask myself that same question. Do I want to be that Jenny that I was? Because I already know where it got me, and it was not anywhere good. And I know I could be better. I have all these great qualities about myself, but am I utilizing them for good? Or am I just digging myself up a hole? these grudges that I have and feelings that I have towards certain people, do I want to carry them in my heart? Or do I just want to forgive myself for feeling this way and forgive these individuals and just cut ties and just move on? I made those choices, and that's why when I post about how amazing I'm feeling and how vibrant I am, even through the hard times that people don't know that I'm going through at the moment, it doesn't reflect on me because I did the work. I want you to feel what I feel now and what I'm feeling and walk the same path because it's a beautiful, beautiful path. And I'll never stop getting tired of talking about it because it's a beautiful journey. There is a light beyond that horrible tunnel. We all go through it. We're all going to go through hard times. And it might feel very, very dark, but God always has that little light shining that we just have to squint our eyes and look for it and just follow it. But we also have to do the work. We can't expect Him to be like bringing us all these goodness and all these things and get us out of all these messes without us doing our due diligence. Take a look at yourself, your surroundings. Is this how you want your life to be? Do you want to keep playing the victim? Do you want to keep blaming your parents or your upbringing or your mistakes? Or do you just want to correct them, move on, forgive whoever you need to, and just work on yourself so that you could have genuine happiness and success and feel relaxed, but more importantly, in here, feel good. Yeah, you did get hurt. Yes, you went through hard times. Yes, you made bad choices. But you do have a problem. You are the problem. That's why shit keeps happening to you. Yeah, you are broken. And you know you're broken. So pick up the pieces, glue them back on, and understand that they're not going to come together and make you whole again. But it's the perfect imperfections that are probably the best. And you'll find that out later on. Yes, people fall off. Yes, God is removing those people out of your life because He gave you the red flags that you decided to either A, ignore, or B, you just didn't see. Or maybe you chose not to see. Or maybe you did see it, but you just thought, oh, they'll change. Oh, that's just how they are. And then made a ton of excuses for them. But you know they're not going to change. So do you really value yourself that low to feel like that's what you deserve? For all you women stuck in marriages and relationships where you're not being valued as a woman, you're not being viewed as a woman or treated as a woman with delicacy, with respect, with value. Is that what you deserve? Because I don't think you deserve that. I think you deserve more. So, when is enough enough? Because at this point, I don't think it matters if they're still doing the same thing and then giving you flowers with the I'm sorries. Or just giving you flowers and things on occasion because it is an occasion. But don't do it randomly or take the time to tell you how beautiful you look today. I don't think you deserve that. So what are you still doing there? Better yet, what are you going to do to change that? And for you men who probably are genuinely amazing and don't cheat on your wives and you're there, but somehow keep getting accused and you're doing the most, I don't think you deserve that either. So at what point are you going to value yourself? At what point are you going to At what point are you going to take the door? A lot of you say, oh, I don't want my kids to be brought up the way I was. There's nothing wrong at this point with families not being together. I know that's not ideal, but I think it's a lot more toxic for your children to see parents fighting and basically can't stand each other than for your kids to see both parents apart and co-parent. And when you guys split up, please do yourselves a favor and stop being so fucking toxic, withholding visits and doing the most, and bro, none of that. You guys are just toxic towards each other and being revengeful and using your kids as pawns like they're fucking toys, because deep down inside y'all care for each other, and it's okay, it's normal, it's gonna happen. But the quicker you understand that perhaps you guys are meant to be apart and just be friends and come together to give your children a healthy upbringing and support system, the quicker you guys can move on with your lives and understand that not everything's meant to be. You guys had a beautiful chapter, and that should always be honored. But the blessing is the common factor, which is your child. And just try to be there for your child and be the best that you can be, and show your kids that you guys can coexist without being together, and give each other happiness and self-love. So, it's about accountability this week. What are you going to take about this week and work on? What accountability do you need to take to work on and be better? Take one thing, look at yourself in the mirror and take one flaw. Work on that this week. And then come back Monday and see the progress. Jot it down every day. And for every single flaw that you can come up with, replace it with something good about you. Give yourself that. Take one thing that's bad, work on it, and replace it with one good comment about yourself. Because you have to give yourself self-love. So take away, work on it, self-love. Put something back in, replace it with something good. You'll see a lot of progress. I promise you, before you know it, there's going to be a lot more good things that you say about yourself and you notice about yourself and capabilities, and a lot less flaws. And then you'll feel beautiful. Step into this side. I dare you to. And you're going to love it. Because I love my journey. And I know you guys could see it. And when in doubt, hit me up. I'm always going to be here.